All right. Well, I did make a video last night, but I decided not to post it because I was too upset. So, yeah, I did exactly the same as I did last season here in Scotland. The roads have been gritted and snowed on all winter. And my little road, although it was dry yesterday, was, I think, when I ran yesterday evening with this Corrali, it was 0 degrees and crosswind, and the road is still very gravelly. So I tested and I enjoyed the car and worked out a few bits that needed to be fixed, and then I started to try and warm the tyres up by applying a lot of wheel spin, going up and down the drive and seeing what kind of speeds I could get. So anyway, unofficially, because I did film some of it, but I'm not going to show you it because it's fairly uneventful, apart from one bit that I didn't film. The sum of the situation is that the car went 70 mile an hour according to the GNSS GPS on 4S, with the tiny squirts of power over half the drive, and the drive's not very long either. So I'm super stoked with the potential of this buggy. However, I did spin it at reasonably high speed, straight into a tree. I smashed the canards off the wing, which is annoying. And what happened was the buggy hit the tree kind of this side on, that side on. The body took damage here, and I can see this is going to be a weak spot for the shell because it is fairly wafer thin. So I'll repair that probably just with 100-mile-an-hour tape, or Gorilla Tape or something. And what have we got going on here? So because the motor is so long and heavy, the G-force bent my motor mount, and it bent it, as you can see on the top there, here at that point. So Corrali, if you were watching, and I know that you're probably not, that is uber thin. So if you compare it, for instance, against an Armour, this is an Armour, stock Armour 6S centre motor mount. You can see that point there is, I don't know, double. The thinnest point on this motor mount for Armour is double the size of that of the Corrali. So I know the Corrali's not meant to take a massive 4070 motor. However, I would like to see that changed, or I would like to see one of these in 7075. This is not 7075. And the other thing that happened was I snapped one of the standoffs, one of these pins. But what will I say? So I will say that this 7075 shock tower and this one took a hoofing. The sound was awful. It was getting dark. I was using the lights on the machine. I thought literally I'd snapped the buggy in half. I thought I'd snapped it half. I thought that is wrapped around a tree. I'm going to find a tachoed buggy. And the new chassis braces, 7075 shock towers, all not even a dent. They are laser straight still. So I've ordered a new motor mount, and I've worked out also what the main problem was. I was getting a ton of torque steer, and I thought, oh, it's this Corrali servo, or or. And I wasn't really thinking when I was driving. I should have not driven like I did. But anyway, I was fiddling around with the sub trims and trying to work out what's going on here. Why is it so twitchy? And it is because, guys, when the buggies arrive, this is wound right down. So it means that under power, even I should imagine 4S with the stock motor or the 6S version like Vaz has been experiencing, this bell crank, it gives out, it starts to give. So the bell crank actually gives because of the torque steer that's being applied to the wheels through the drive shaft. So the wheels go and it obviously introduces this high speed swerve, which then affects grip, which then affects, the gyro, and everything starts working overtime. So anyway, all that needed to happen, and I actually saw this when I was putting the buggy together, annoyingly, and I thought, oh, I must do that. So another word to the wise: if you see something that needs to be done on your build, either write it down, write it on the wall in your workshop, or just do it, because that's cost me a motor mount, 30 quid, and a standoff, and I'm lucky, I'm super lucky, because it left a huge hole in the tree as well. So yeah, I got new wing canards coming from Lee at Custom RC Upgrades, thank you, Lee. And the buggy has been well and truly christened, but huge potential. 70 mile an hour on 4S in 200 yards, 250 meters, and a wee squirt of the acceleration is amazing. I love speed cars that I have to turn down in order to get them, get used to them and get them up to speed. That's where I like to be. So super stoked. Peace.